All right, let's talk about a name that so many of us grew up with, the Nissan Micra. But I want you to forget everything you think you know about it. Because the icon is coming back for 2026, and it's been totally recharged as an all-new, all-electric city car. You remember the Micra, right? For years, it was just that quintessential small car. Maybe it was your first car or the one your friend's parents had. It was a staple. Well, get ready because that name is back, and it has been completely reinvented from the wheels up for a brand new electric era. So, Nissan's big claim here is that this is the ultimate city car. A bold statement. But what does that actually mean? What makes it supposedly so perfect for life in the urban jungle? Well, let's dive in and break down the key features. First things first, range. With the bigger 52 kilowatt-hour battery, you're looking at up to 416 kilometers. Now, for a car this size, that is seriously impressive. It means you could basically do your daily commute all week without even thinking about plugging it in, and still have enough juice for a weekend trip out of the city. Okay, but what happens when you do need a quick top-up on a longer journey? Well, if you find a 100 kilowatt fast charger, you can pump in another 175 kilometers of range in just 15 minutes. That's, the time it takes to grab a coffee? This really shows how range anxiety is becoming a thing of the past, even for smaller EVs. And of course, a true city car has to be nimble, right? At just under 4 meters long, the Micra is perfectly sized. This thing is designed to be a master of tight city streets and those ridiculously small parking spots. It's built to make navigating a crowded city feel totally effortless, not stressful.
Then you've got this awesome piece of tech called the e-pedal. Think about it. One pedal to go, one pedal to slow down. You press to accelerate, and you just lift off to brake. It's an absolute game changer in that stop-and-go city traffic. It makes driving smoother, way less tiring, and it even helps recapture energy to boost your range. Pretty clever.
So it's practical, sure, but is it, fun? Oh yeah. A review from Autogefühl hit the nail on the head, saying it has this go-kart feeling and that it's just genuinely fun to drive. It's proof that a smart, efficient city car doesn't have to be a boring one. Okay, but let's not beat around the bush here. We need to talk about the elephant in the room. If this new Micra looks kind of familiar, it's for a very good reason. It shares a whole lot of its DNA with another super hyped EV, the Renault 5. So just how much of a twin are we talking about? So here's the deal. Under the skin, they're basically identical twins. They're built on the exact same platform, they have the same battery and motor options, and a lot of the interior is shared too. The real difference is all on the outside. The Renault 5 is all about that cool retro vibe, while the Micra has this really cheery, clean, modern look. Honestly, it just comes down to which personality you vibe with more. And this is where things get tricky for Nissan. The Renault 5 is getting so much buzz for being unapologetically cool, and it raises a really fair point from experts like Jenny at electrifying.com, who wonders if the Micra might struggle to stand out. Will it forever be living in its sister car's shadow?
Well, you might think so, but it seems like Nissan has an ace up its sleeve. A kind of superpower, really. And it's one that might just make the Micra the smarter choice for a lot of people. And that superpower? Incredible long-term value.
But hang on a second. Isn't an EV more expensive to buy in the first place? Does it actually save you money over time? It's a question I get all the time. So instead of just talking about it, let's actually crunch the numbers. Okay, check this out. Let's stack the Micra up against its average competitor. Right off the bat, the expected starting price of around 25,000 euros is way more affordable than many others in its class. Then, you get a longer battery warranty for better peace of mind, and it comes with Google built in, which, let's be honest, is usually way better than the weird systems car makers built themselves. But this is where the real magic happens. The running costs. This chart compares what you'd spend on fuel for a similar petrol car versus charging the Micra at home, assuming you drive about 15,000 kilometers a year. You're looking at a drop from around 1,600 euros for petrol all the way down to just 450 for electricity. I mean, that's not just a small difference, that is huge. So, what does that all add up to? Here it is, the bottom line. Over 10 years, that difference means you'd save an estimated 11,000 euros, and that's just on fuel. We're not even counting the lower maintenance costs, like no oil changes and less wear on your brakes. It's a massive saving. So after all that, let's bring it all home.
What's the final verdict? The big question? Is the new all-electric Micra the car that should be on your shortlist? Let's put it all together. So on the one hand, the pros are pretty clear. It's a blast to drive, it has a friendly, modern design that's really appealing, it's perfectly built for city life, and it's a genuinely smart long-term investment. On the other hand, the cons? Well, that big one is its similarity to the Renault 5. And yeah, the cabin does have some hard plastics, and a few reviewers noted it might be a bit of a squeeze if you're very tall.
You know, when you think about it, the new Micro really flips the script. For decades, the sensible, economical car wasn't always the most exciting one to drive. But with its fun-loving handling and smart tech, the Micro makes a really strong case that maybe, just maybe, the smart choice can now also be the most fun choice for your daily drive. Thanks so much for watching.